Hey everybody, I got a little preform here that biface preform, whatever, that I had sitting aside. I put a little heat on it and I'm gonna try and make it into something here. Probably maybe try to do a Dalton. I haven't made a lot of Daltons, but see if I can manage something out of it. My daughter and Deanna and her husband John and our new grandson Casey came over last night. Had dinner, made backstrap fried in bacon grease and squash sauteed in real butter. All healthy eating. Don't let the doctors lie to you. I tell you, here a few years ago, I was in pretty rough shape. My back, this back thing has been going on for a long time, pre-COVID anyways. I was scheduled to have surgery and then COVID happened and that put an end to that and all that stuff. But all my labs across the board just pretty much red. And red's not a good thing. And I was not only that, but because I couldn't exercise, I used to go walk. Me and my wife used to go walk every morning 5 miles around our loop out here, and I've lifted weights and stuff like that. Nothing, no bodybuilding kind of stuff. Just I enjoy lifting weights, always have. But anyways, with my back being the way it was and all that stuff, I just wasn't getting no exercise and any of that stuff, and I let myself get way overweight. Like 310 pounds overweight, and I'm 5'11", so anyways, I decided I needed to do something about that. So I started eating a keto lifestyle, or living a keto type lifestyle, low carb. And in a year, after I got serious about it, in a year, I was down to 185. And I've stayed between 185 and 190 this whole time. All my labs are green across the board. My cholesterol's good, my blood pressure's good, everything's good. And that is from nothing but changing my diet. I feel better. Before you start screaming, that's a bacon diet, you're gonna die of a heart attack. No, I'm not. I've actually never been healthier. And this is just my opinion, but in order to feed the world, we've devised a high carb diet, because grains and things are relatively cheap to produce compared to other food sources, and all the sugars that we intake, and we were just never meant to eat that way. Which is why we got the health problems we have in the US. I believe it also contributes to cancers. Sugars feed cancers, and carbs are just sugars. And if your diet consists of really high carbohydrate, and you can have a really high carbohydrate diet without eating candy and things like that. I mean, it's normal foods that we eat every day, the breads and pastas, and an abundance of fruit. When we may evolve to that at some point or another, well, make that long, but early man they didn't have access to year-round fruits and things like that, grains and all that stuff. All that stuff was seasonal for the most part. This is starting to look more like a I'm thinning it down here, and I probably should have took more indirect strikes. It's a little thicker than I would want. Anyways, our diets are just made to feed the masses, but it's just not the way we were designed to eat. I still eat carbs. I try to keep my carbs to something fairly healthy and low carb, like, you know, the zucchini and stuff like that, is cauliflowers, asparagus, you know, things like that. I did eat some watermelon last night, and I ate some pineapple the night before that. So, but those are treats, really. I don't eat them every day, and I'm not sure if I'd call it a treat or not, but I treat it like it is. I treat it like it's a treat. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it might have been in a video I deleted, or maybe I did mention it, but my wife's learning Tlingit. She's Alaska native, and she does speak some Tlingit already. I know a few things, but not too much. So she's been learning more and more Tlingit every day. Her brain just kind of works in that way, I guess. I don't know. But she also grew up hearing it. but it is not an easy, well, for me, no language is easy to learn. And I really got to talking and goofed this thing up a little bit. We'll probably go in a different direction than the Dalton. Yeah, so now she run around the house talking Tlingit. Now I don't know what the heck she's saying. She's trying to teach me, but it's just not my DNA, I guess. And if you're not familiar with Tlingits, they're the largest tribe in the U.S. And they cover an area from southeast Alaska, all over southeast Alaska, down through Canada into Washington State is where their people were spread out. There's multiple different clans and houses, and it's a pretty neat deal. I believe that's a bit of a crack there, is what's causing that little problem right there. I'm looking at a Dalton drill, and this thing would make a killer Dalton drill, I would think. I might even do that. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to make a Dalton drill. I said I was going to make a Dalton, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Only thing is, it's going to be a drill. If I don't break it or something. I remember talking on a video about Tlingits and Tlingit culture and some of her family and stuff like that on a video, but I'm not sure. Not sure if that was one that I saved or on a video that I ended up deleting. All right. I'll have to look at that. If I ain't talked about that, then I'll tell you guys some Tlingit facts and stories. And her granddad, which I never did get to meet, they'd both passed before we got together, but he was a pretty interesting guy. He was the first Russian Orthodox Native American, or Tlingit, Russian Orthodox priest. And he spoke fluent Tlingit, and he did his services in both Slavonic and in Tlingit and in English. So when you went to his church, you were getting 3 services. They did everything in all 3 languages. I don't really want thinning flakes. I just kind of want to pick down, because the idea is I'd like to have a little bit of a median ridge if possible. On my drill. I'll work on this base a little bit. I just want to shape this up a little bit. Kind of get a idea how things are going to go here. Come on. try my other pad here. I made another drill the other day. If you're watching all my videos, you've probably seen it. It was a Georgetown drill. I'm liking the size of this pad. Maybe be a hair smaller, but alright, so we're working on our base. Oops. So I was reading on drills, and basically what it said was that yes, they were used as drills, but they also believe they could have been used as kind of like clothespins to decorative things. They you know, they'd hold through a loop and hold a piece of clothing together, I guess. It's an original clothespin, I guess. But they also said they are almost certainly blades that had just been resharpened and resharpened and resharpened until they finally got to a drill, and just kept repurposing it all the way to the end. So if you have a drill or you find a drill, that thing's probably had a interesting life. There's really no telling how many animals they butchered with it, or I don't know, any of that stuff. Just I'm not sure how long it takes to wear down a piece like that, constantly sharpen it. Probably not that long, really, I guess. Well, we are fashioning a drill. Which I suppose you could call it a drill right now, right at that point there, but yeah, buddy. Although there is some median ridge forming, there's not as much as I'd like. And I don't think they're serrated or any of that kind of stuff. Could be though if they were still using it as a knife, you know. It's got this one spot right here that I just don't really like, but I don't believe there's anything I can do about that. I'll pop part of it off. Maybe there is something I can do about it. Man, that tip is not how I want it. Had to get me a swaller of coffee. Alright. Not sure how much more I want to do to this. went to the smaller copper here. And believe it or not, it does make a difference in the flakes that it takes off. And got a little bit of a belly right here. Been in my little copper. Yep. This thing's gotten so weak, I need to replace that. It's gotten so weak from bending so much when this thing was wobbled out. Let me replace that real quick. Alright, I'm back. Changed out that copper. We are getting a median ridge. Just depends on how narrow I want to take this, I guess. I don't actually think I want to take it too much further. I should probably quit fooling with it. So we got a pretty decent drill point. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm still going to work on the base a little bit, but our median ridge could be a little better, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible. I don't think. I hope that's in frame. I have a tendency of pulling it up close to me because the older I get, the harder it is to see. I got good glasses, I just sometimes struggle with seeing that stuff. Let's concave the base a little bit more. Not a lot, but a little bit. Make these bottom flare out a little bit. I think that's looking like a pretty nice little drill there. Pretty happy with it. Yep. We're just a little bit asymmetrical right here, but I think I'm okay with it. Actually, that right there improved it. I think that needs to come over just a little bit. I'm going to pull this one side in just a little bit on the tip, just to try to move that over just a little bit. That moved it over pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's straighter. Could it move over a little bit more? Probably. There we go. She's pretty good now. of pick on that edge a little bit with my little tool here. Let's see about it pulling that out a little bit. Maybe. I'm going to make a second one of these, and I'm going to make the bit a little bit different. It's going to be more of a pointy, well, like a regular horseshoe nail. It's going to be more like that. It's going to keep that shape right there. And I'll just use it for fine detail work and probably putting in some serrations, things like that. It's not much different than this one. You do most of that with this, but I don't know. I think it may help in some situations. And I like building and playing with new tools. So I've said before, my toolkit is constantly evolving. I should sharpen that just a little bit. Hey, Monty. All right, go on, buddy. My wife ran him over with the side-by-side yesterday. He's all right. She wasn't doing like 40 miles an hour. She was just kind of rolled right over the top of him. Well, my tool just slid back in the thing. We're still under an hour, so hopefully we're going to keep it under an hour. And I'm almost done here. I'm just kind of just dressing things up just a little bit. That one feels like it's stripped out. I'm probably going to have to fix this one. When I do, I'm drilling these out larger and then packing them full of JB weld and then drilling them. That seems to be the only way to really do these antler ones, to keep from stripping out. I notice on the videos you guys can't hardly see what I'm doing through my big old fingers. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way as much as possible. And I'm not trying to really sharpen this too much. Or put serrations in. I'm trying to make it a little bit sharp, but just want it to look good. And it is a little bit asymmetrical. This one's a little bit bigger over here, but I'm alright with it. I know better than to start chasing symmetry at this point, because although that's quite a bit better. I think that's it. I think we're going to probably call it at that. Alright, let's get the book and I'll show you what I was going for. And ours is a little different, and that's okay. But here's a Dalton drill right here. Yeah. So there's the Dalton drill right there, and that's our version of it. Almost the same size. But I changed the base a little bit, but they all have a little bit different base. And some of them have this little, on these they have this little kick out that's really pronounced here. And I have one like that in there that John Tuttle made me, and it's just absolutely awesome. But there's our Dalton drill right there. It's made out of Edwards Plateau Chert. So pretty cool. Anyhow, y'all hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate you, everyone that is already subscribed. You guys are awesome. Really are. I truly appreciate everyone who's watching these, and even if you're not subscribed, I still appreciate you watching. It all helps. But if you hit the like button and subscribe button, then more people will be able to find the channel and stuff, and it helps. So anyhow, there's our drill. Y'all have a great day. Keep napping.